Welcome, everyone. I'm so excited to tell you about this podcast. It's called The DK Project, but it's really The Darren Show. The DK Project is a radio show, but without the radio. So sit back, buckle up, and enjoy the ride.
Let's go! Welcome, podcast listeners. The DK Project rolls on, COVID or not. I'm taking a stand. I don't care anymore.
Good for you.
COVID, schmovid. It really hasn't changed a lot of the way I go about my day. I don't, my shoulder's on the wheel and I just go. I mean, it's
carrying the burdens of man.
It's all I can do to try and keep sane. I don't know. I think if I wasn't essential, I would really, I'd really be struggling if I was locked in at home. I mean,
oh my God, it'd be horrible.
Like, I can't wait to go to the office.
You need a reason.
I got to get out. I can't handle this shit. I
left the light on. I'm gonna go check.
Yeah, exactly. I think I have the temp at 68, and I really wanted it at 67.
I'm the same way. It's virtually. I mean, it hasn't and hasn't clearly.
Right.
But my day to day, like when I'm out and about, I do exactly what I need to do. I mean, it doesn't affect me.
No, I'm a lot more careful. Although I did get
go ahead.
I did get quite a little lecture yesterday from a friend of mine about, because I was asking him the glove question and he broke it down for me, and I guess it made sense. I'm still not wearing them, but it made sense.
Well,
because but. It basically, I think the way it made it sound was the glove people and the mask people got together and said, "Hey, I got an idea. How we can boost sales." Boom. And now all of a sudden, everybody has to have a mask.
I'm glad you brought that up, because on the way here to do this cast today, I was skosh hungry. So I stopped into Kowalski's, grabbed one of their paninis.
Bam!
And walking in, I passed a gentleman who was wearing a mask, who's all masked up and gloved up.
Ooh.
Walking out of Kowalski's with one item in his hands.
Really?
A bag of flour. And I thought, if you're that freaked out to where you're wearing masks and gloves, how bad do you need that flour?
I need to make some baked goods.
I mean, seriously, you're going to risk it
if I don't make
flour?
An Easter cake, I don't know what I'll do.
Right. So I can show it virtually.
I need to virtually. Hey, you know what though? I did spot something today, because on occasion I like to take the bride out for a little breakfast. So I said, hey, I got a little time this morning. A couple McMuffins coming our way.
Oh,
so we drove to Old McDivers, and sure as shit, they're giving away free shit to like healthcare workers and stuff. Thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was going to post that. I thought, wow, nice job, McDonald's. It says, our family-owned McDonald's sincerely thanks you for being there when we need you most. Please enjoy a free large sandwich or McCafe beverage on us. Good job, huh?
That's good job. I read that our local, I don't know which one, I don't know if it's all of them or just one, but a Wendy's was doing a thing where if you are a first responder or delivery like truck driver, maybe, that you get perks.
Well, I'm just glad I had my honorary sheriff's badge in the car, so I could utilize the free sandwich. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
cop, I'm a cop.
The plastic badge.
Here's my gun. I must be a cop. Now give me that sandwich.
This is a perfect segue, because the only thing I'm just up in arms about is how my diet with COVID, the Pandy diet, has hit rock bottom, man. I am normally a very, very conscious, healthy eater.
Of course you are.
And I am anything but. I am hitting everything that I see out and about.
Well, I think it's a boredom, and because I'm up at least a 10 spot. And
oh God, yeah,
which means 15 actual. But
that's 10 TV pounds.
But I think what it is it's the same thing when you're at home. You're like, nothing else to do. Let's eat, and then you're like, fuck it. It's a pandemic. So I have an excuse on why I, am larger than normal.
Yeah, fuck, it's a survival at this point.
Because I think if we don't get out of this by May, if the Pandy doesn't get you the freaking calories, cholesterol, and blood pressure will.
The diabetes will.
Yeah, diabetes numbers are through the roof.
God, I'm pretty pissed at myself.
Well, my super value stock's going through the roof, though. Oh,
God. Here's what it is, too, is the project at home I have going on, right? Yeah. And then I have like our business, because of the time of year, is crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm in my car a lot of the day, and I eat way more than I should.
Hell yeah. Why not? Live a little.
I pulled up to the Casa this morning to help the framer set the dormer, and there's a dumpster. So I started cleaning out my car. Just with wild abandon, throwing shit in the dumpster. It's like there's like a small amount of no one will see this in the garbage can.
Yeah. Until you start unloading it and it like surpasses the rim of the can. Geez, there's not a lot of lumber in your dumpster. What's up with that? Now let's set the stage here. You're doing a little home project.
Mm-hmm.
And I get a text that you're going to help with the dumpster or with the dormer.
Yeah, man.
Like I was actually get on the roof.
I was on the roof moving a blind dormer from its temporary location to its final
dormer
final destination. And here's why.
Is it fake? It's just cosmetic.
It's just to change the roof line. Yeah.
Oh, so
and
was it you and Chicken?
No, well, that's the problem.
He didn't show up.
So the framer showed up yesterday thinking that the area where it's going, that the shingles will be all gone and down to sheathing, right?
Oh, right.
So he shows up with his employee and he's pissed because it's literally, dude, I get there. It was the only spot that they hadn't removed shingles and seriously. And I'm like, and he was hot. It was at the end of the day.
On a Friday and during a pandemic?
Yeah, on a Friday. And he's like, fuck it. I'll be back tomorrow, and then he texts me. He's like, my employee is going to Brainerd in the morning. So can you help?
Yeah.
And I'm like, because they're roofing today. Like they're finishing it today. There was a zero. Nah, we'll wait for your guy to get back on Monday. Kind of a thing.
You had to do it.
Had to step up.
Wow.
Up on the roof I go. Not good with heights. Carrying a Sawzall.
Sawzall? What do you?
Yeah, it turns out.
You got to use tools?
Turns out, once we located where it was going to go exactly, of course, there's a bathroom vent right in the way.
Oh.
They'd Sawzall a hole and extend the pipe.
Oh my gosh, dude!
Yeah,
look at you, Johnny Handyman.
Dude, I got sawdust on me.
Get the
chip on my shoulder.
Out of here! There's no way. I'm calling.
I'll send you a picture.
That's fucking awesome that you're getting dirty. I like it. Meanwhile, I'm out at a project I'm working on and my wife goes, I'm putting this LVT tile in, which is basically like putting together a snap together model.
Yeah.
It's all square and straight. She goes, yeah, I think we should find someone to do that. Like, what?
Crooked.
I can do it. No, we should hire somebody. Like, you can't be trusted. God damn it. I can do it. Honest.
Does that vinyl,
put me in, coach.
Does it float?
Yeah. Yeah. It's about as easy as it gets.
And you still couldn't do it?
Well, part of me didn't want to, because and then I got to look the boxes downstairs and shit. And
that's where you start. I know that move. Yeah. That's like when you don't want to do dishes. So you do them so fucking bad that they're just like, just get out of here.
Boom. Textbook, baby.
Yeah.
You feel what you hear what I'm saying? I used to do all that stuff myself, but now I'm like, you know what? I probably shouldn't. I really am bad at it. That is not my specialty. I'm still looking to figure out what my specialty is, but
right. Well, you're searching.
When I come across it, I'm going to let some people know. Anything with tools, not my bag of shit. Not a good idea for LDK. But that's
okay. The only thing with all that home stuff, I'm good at tile.
Really?
I don't know why.
God, that's messy and blah.
I like it.
I just went over there today and my tile guys were there setting tile.
Yeah.
Gangster, man. These guys are legit. They're just banging it out. Yeah. Well, my project's almost done. You're not even close, so.
No.
What
else is on the docket? What are you doing today?
You know what? I might go to Home Depot, maybe Bed Bath and Beyond if there's time. I don't know. Haven't figured that out yet. Hey, I don't know. It's nice out. It's supposed to get 1 to 3 inches tomorrow.
That's what I know, man. I see. Right when I hang up here, I am
gonna gas up getting
over to the grocery store. I'm gonna get me some ribs, some sides.
And a boy.
I'm gonna. So again, to all the listeners who aren't in Minnesota, because I know our following is strong. Yours anyway. Just to paint a picture. I will be smoking ribs outside in a t-shirt today. And there will be 1 to 3 inches of snow tomorrow.
God,
that is crazy.
Welcome to Minnesota. Yeah, they hype it up. We ain't gonna get shit. I've been down this road before. Screw them. Hey, you know what?
I'm not risking it. I'm still eating ribs today.
Well, of course you are.
It's a lean food.
I embarrassed myself at Famous Dave's last week. I can't do it 2 weeks in a row. I went to I was watching the news this morning to see the weather, and it turns out that the pandemic has, and I think if you roll back the tape, I touched on this in prior casts, but the the pandemic has officially taken down the XFL again.
Oh,
they closed her up. Did
they really?
Yeah, they went out of business. All done. No good. Yeah. I was
out of business, or they're just waiting?
No, they closed her up. Tits up. Yeah. Isn't that funny? They just went, oh, all right, we're out, and it's you think that it would be, well, I mean, it's just an indicator that it should not happen. Like, it's just dumb.
No.
Just dumb. But I mean, what are you going to do? But yeah, I thought it was pretty funny because I talked about that on a couple weeks ago show that they just couldn't stand the storm. It's just not meant to be, baby. But
well, that's a lame thing to begin with. God.
Yeah. Well,
why do they keep trying?
I don't know. Isn't it weird? Like, they really want to make a go of it, and it's like nobody wants. It's just not the right thing. With regular football, there's a season. There's a emotional
history.
Well, there's an emotional attachment to the, there's only 16 games or 17 games or whatever it is now. I think they changed that too. But it's just like funny because people, I don't know, they're never going to adapt. It's never going to happen because it's out of season. It's out of touch. Speaking of sports, how pissy is it that this year the Twins were really going to rock?
Oh, dude, don't even get me started.
They were going to rock.
As good of a lineup as they've had literally since winning the World Series.
And now they're freaking.
And now they're benched.
On the bench. The hockey players are still thinking they want to get out there and play some hockey, though, because they got to get the puck. But they're concerned that the Wild aren't going to make it. When really, if you think about it, how are they going to go back to playing hockey this year? That's their thing. If they do end up doing a return for hockey, that they're pissed that the Wild might not make it, but these guys got to
what do you mean make it?
They'll come back and they'll be like, all right, we're doing a playoff. When in reality,
and they may not make the playoffs. You mean?
Yeah, right. Where in reality, it's like, do you really want to? Like, you got to recondition. You got to get back into fighting. It's so far from being acceptable idea. I mean, it's just bad idea. Because they're not in condition anymore. They can't skate. They can't do anything. So I don't know. I was just like, oh, that's ugly.
It would almost be like back when you were in high school and you get in summer is finally there. Yeah. Maybe like a month in, they go, should we just go back to school and wrap it up quick? You're like, fuck no.
I got no interest in that. No interest in that at all. God, I was watching I was watching Mike Tyson has a podcast. I think I was telling you about this.
Yeah, you were.
He has a podcast, and he had some mobster guy on there who's like, whatever, all these mobster guys are so legendary, but this guy somehow made it through, went to prison, and outlived all the people who wanted to kill him. But towards the end, they're sitting there, and Mike Tyson's like, he's smoking marijuana like it's a cigarette. Like,
oh, this is a video?
Yeah, I watch it on YouTube. So throughout the podcast, he's like consistently lighting up this joint and carrying on. But then at the end, they're like, and actually his counterpart for his podcast, when they do a voice to cover up your voice so that you can't be recognized,
Oh, yeah.
That's what the guy's normal voice sounds like, his counterpart.
Oh, my God.
I don't remember the guy's name, but towards the end, Mike Tyson's like, hey, I got this new thing that I'm in love with, and I just, I got to tell you about it. It's the greatest thing ever. And he's like, I got a horse. I want to buy a horse. Like, I found this horse and I just love it. I have to have it. And I'm thinking to myself, what world do you live in? Like my kids want a dog. And I'm like, no, we ain't getting a dog because I don't want to have to, board it when we travel. I don't want to have to feed it, clean up after it and shit. But he's like, so I'm thinking about getting a horse, like I just got to have it. It's wow. like, and he went through the history of it and whatever. And it's just such an obscure thing to think about. And he goes, well, then I almost have to have two. You can't have just one horse.
Oh my God. This is Mike Tyson horse. Or is this the
Mike
mafia
Tyson
guy? Oh,
no, this is Mike Tyson, the mafia guy.
Well, he's as weird as they come. I want to ask you your opinion when he's hitting the weed like that, like it's just a marb.
Yeah.
Do you think that's like the Coors Light strain where you can just tap on it a little bit throughout the hour, or is the tolerance so high?
This man is a professional. No. When you have your own, like he has his own, what do you call it? Like he has fields of it. He's a
grower,
a
farmer.
Yeah, like a farmer. Yeah. So like, no.
That's my point, though. No. Hear me out. Like, guys who own breweries, right? Brewmasters, yeah. I guess that'd be. They have they always make what's called a session ale, and it's a full flavored ale, but it's much lower in alcohol, so that they can not get hammered while they're drinking their product.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Yeah. So maybe it's like that with the weed.
They're not as badass as I thought they were. That's dumb.
They're still drinking the leaded stuff too. Don't get me wrong.
Could you honestly take yourself out of I have to be a responsible parent and I run a company scenario, and you own a brewery? Could you drink that shit all day? I'd be like, fuck, dude, open 7,000 Coors Lights and pour them in that vat. That's the one I'm drinking out of. Like, you can't drink brewery beer all day. Like, you'd be so hammered and your head would hurt so bad from, I don't know, when I drink brewery beer, I get like I don't know, some way that they like carbonate it, like they infuse the or whatever it is. It gives me such a weird headache in the next day. And you got to like get back up and get back on that horse and drink all day again the next day. Come on.
Well, that's very rock star-esque.
Well, speaking of rock star, I happened to run into a couple of podcasts this week with Tommy Lee on it. I think
as a guest.
Well, one is his wife's, and he was, a guest, but really he's on there because nobody cares.
She's got nothing to say.
Yeah, nobody cares about her, and
she's got a podcast because
Well, no, she actually is one of the original. Like, got really famous on like, I don't know, some fucking, I don't know, like one of the early things. Like she's, known for that. I want to say five, but it's not five. It's whatever, something. So she had a huge following when she got into the podcast world. But, people are going, like this guy, Bill Burr was on there, and it was only because Tommy Lee, I don't know.
Yeah.
But to listen to Tommy Lee and Bill Burr talk, it's just, it's funny because Tommy Lee and Brittany's his wife's name, and she's like, he's so laid back. He's so laid back and generous. Like nothing bothers him. And I'm like, he's been a fucking rock star since he was 17 years old. Like, what could go wrong?
Like an intense rock star.
Yeah. She's like he's telling the story about skydiving and how he almost died. And she's like, he's not afraid to die at all. Like, it doesn't bother him. I'm like, He's fucking done everything.
Yeah. It's not laid back and chill. It's called, I've done everything. Why? I'm not going to get all worked up about
I'm really
something.
just here for you. There's nothing left on the bucket list. He was going through, like, he's had sex with everybody and everything, like whatever. And they're running through the list and he's like, yeah, no midgets yet. Like a midget is what I have left. And there's like one more thing. And I'm just like, oh my God, dude. But it was funny because he was also on with Tom Segura and Christina Prusinski, and they're just fascinated by his manhood. And they're like, so tell us about this thing. They're talking like it's a third person in the room. It was the greatest thing ever. And he's just like so down to earth about it. Like, whatever, it's my thing. But he was talking about how he'd be drumming and just be so wasted. And he's like, but I wouldn't do any like drugs or anything till towards the end when I knew, we had like 3 songs left. He goes, then one of the roadies would come over with like a cap from Jack Daniels full of coke or full of some kind of drug. And I would just turn my head to the side while drumming and just snort it up my nose.
Oh my God. Seriously?
Yeah. He goes, and the drum kit's in front of me, so nobody can see anything. He goes, so I'm back there getting wasted while 60,000 fans are just rocking out in front of me. And he's just like going balls to the wall. He's like, we were so messed up one time on heroin. We ran out of heroin. He goes, so we actually loaded Jack Daniels into the syringe and shot up Jack Daniels. Yeah. Just
seriously?
Like, yeah. Just like, my God, dude, write a book. Please write a book. I mean, maybe he already has. I don't know. But golly.
Oh, that'd be a fantastic book.
It was funny because I had seen him when she first came out with her podcast. I listened to it because he was on there, and she's kind of, normal, whatever. And her dad comes to town to visit them, and he had rented like a Hyundai or a Kia or whatever. And he stops at their house. He goes, hey, why don't you guys hop in? We'll run to get dinner and whatever. And Tommy's like, I'm not fucking getting in that car. Like, don't you know who I am? Like,
dude, I got a fucking reputation.
Yeah, I don't fucking ride in that kind of car. So it's just
like, is it a Sorrento?
It's like the exact image. It's a rock star. Like, you have lived 1,000 lives, man. I mean, if you run down his celebrity list, like Pamela Anderson, Heather Locklear, I mean, like, wow, way to go, buddy.
Well, and I can't even imagine. I mean, you and I can go back. If we sat in a room and had some brews, we could talk all night about parties we've been to together and shit we've done.
Yeah.
I think of him.
Yeah. Nothing.
I mean,
recreationally uses heroin. Fuck. Like, it's a sport.
Yeah. But at parties with like
the DK Project condone use of heroin or any other substances.
Yeah. When he's at parties doing that with like David Lee Roth and
while they're jamming to like real tunes. God, just incredible. He if you get a chance to check it out, because he's really, he's like 57 or 58, but he's really quite normal. Like just, and he's got 2 kids with Pamela Anderson. And he's like, I remember, funny.
I said, like I knew. I didn't know that.
Well, way to play along. But he was talking about how, this is how, because they were like worst first or shocking things that have happened. And he goes, I was on the plane. We were flying somewhere with the 2 boys and their mom. And he goes, and we were in first class. And we got on the plane, obviously, first, because we board first and blah, 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 blah. And he goes, and we're on the plane, and my one son looks at me and goes, Dad, what are all these people doing on our plane? Like, and he goes, that's how you know you're a rock star, because the kid doesn't realize that you're flying commercial because you always fly private. What are all these people doing on my plane?
Oh, that is priceless. That's killer.
Yeah.
What is that like crew royalties? I mean, how does he make money right now?
Well, he doesn't need money. Like he's done some solo stuff, and he's worked with some other, like not solo, but like gone on with some other bands, and he doesn't need money. I mean, I mean, obviously, if he invested very poorly, but I mean, he's 57, 58. So that's 40 years of rocking. I mean, if he doesn't have any money, he's a fucking idiot.
Well, but I mean, really, it's been. I guess they were still touring up until just a few years ago.
No, they're going back on another tour. Like if the pandemic wasn't going on, they're doing a tour. Like they're going back out. Have you seen that show on Netflix? The Dirt?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. There was no savings plan.
No, but I think they're making so much money that it's they had a kid from from the Backstreet Boys on Bert's podcast this week, and it was like he's got stupid money. Like, and he's a Backstreet Boy. Like,
really?
Yeah, he's not fucking Motley Crue. I mean,
right. You know? Right when you said that, for some reason I was just thinking they haven't toured like since Dr. Feelgood, but I think they have like 10 albums after that.
I was going to say, I'm sure there's like, the Backstreet Boys have 10 albums. Crue's going to have, they're fine. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he's doing fine, even with all the divorces and all the, luckily he marries really rich women. So if anything, he's coming out of it with money. I don't know. It's a really interesting story. It actually, during a pandemic, it's a fun thing to listen to because it's like, just a world that we're not accustomed to. Like,
not at all.
It's like when you listen.
I was on a roof today.
When you to place a dormer that your Mexican roofer didn't finish. They, that's like when we'll listen to the P&S show and they're talking about LDC.
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio, like that's not even like worldly. I watched Sebastian's thing the other day when he interviewed with A-Rod. Oh my God. A-Rod is such a stiff. Like
how was Sebastian?
Oh, like you would think, very laid back, very cool.
Yeah.
But A-Rod was just so like, and the whole thing was hokey. Like, you're fucking A-Rod. What do you have your phone like leaning against a beer bottle on a picnic table while you're outside?
Oh, really? It wasn't like some professionally set up studio.
The phone's like shaking and shit. But then J-Lo stops in because when they're doing a live cast, people can comment and shit.
Oh.
And J-Lo sits down and the numbers just start rolling.
Really?
And then she leaves and it goes back to a crawl. But it was interesting, but he did sneak the question in at the end, like, who can get the Pope on the phone first?
He did?
Yeah.
He did ended up asking that?
Yeah. Yeah. And he's like, obviously, they'd be like, yeah, A-Rod, put J-Lo on the phone. He goes, they won't. Yeah, it would definitely be her. Like, he's like, no, not me.
Oh, that's awesome that he asked that.
Yeah, it was literally like they're wrapping up and then he squeezes it in. So I don't know, I don't know that he could have got another question in. It was weird. It was a weird, short little thing. But I just sent you a picture of that's going around of your Democratic presidential candidate with a modified mask on.
Oh, really?
Did you see that? So there's a picture going around, and I kind of wanted to touch on this. I don't know if I've jumped too far along or not, but they show him with the mask.
With the nose cut out?
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
And they cut a nose hole out of it. But I know you're not a big social media guy, but another good way to kill time during this pandemic is to go on social media and look for pictures like that and then read the comments. You have any...
Bro, kill time. I'm trying to take a break.
Well, yeah, this is like when
I'm busting my ass during the Pandy.
No, this is like when you're on the shitter or when you're on hold. I mean, when you're in
you have your phone on the
downtime.
shitter?
You don't?
No.
Really?
No.
You're just in there to shit? Oops. I may have let the cat out of the bag there. But no, but to read the comments people put in Facebook or in Instagram, like on a picture like that, it's got 1,700 comments. And it just goes to show you why we have a pandemic. We have so many dumb people in this country and in the world. In the world. It's not on this country. But just the things that people put on there, like What you could do a whole, I was thinking about bringing some of it up on the podcast, like reading some of the comments, and I may,
that'd be a great segment, man.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Well, yeah. So I'm going to try and add it, but I was looking at it today and I didn't have time to prepare anything, but just like there's that picture on there and somebody's on there and starts rambling on about Bitcoin. Like, what?
Bitcoin?
Yeah. They just don't make any sense at all. And I'm blown away by it, but I think it really highlights the reality of we are amongst some not so bright people. Jesus Christ.
Now, do you think they're real, or do you think that those weird ones are just sort of bots trying to insert stuff wherever it can? No. They're real?
Oh, well, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm not technologically advanced enough to know if that's real or, I mean, I don't know if they can do
I'm not either. I just wanted to use bots in a sentence.
Yeah. Well, I sensed that. That's why I let you play into it.
But I know that exists. I there is a little.
I think that people just want to, and I've done it myself where you'll comment just to get, the DK Project on Joe Rogan's, stream.
Yeah.
But when you're fucking, Betty from NYC, and you're
I know.
Boy, Bitcoin rocks. I mean, what? Like, come on, people. I also thought of another interesting thing. I had two questions for you, as long as we're doing a dive here. When you're out driving around, and as we've spoke before, you and I both spend plenty of time in the car, and and we're driving around, and like, do you ever look and see like a license plate, like a license plates, like obviously you see a ton of Minnesota ones, but like if you're driving and all of a sudden you see an Alaska a license plate, what comes to your mind first thing? I mean,
that they bought the car and it has Alaska plates on it.
Oh, see when I see an Alaska plate, I'm like, God damn, you've driven a long ways. Like, you know how far it is to drive from Alaska?
Yeah.
Then I'll be driving. God,
yeah.
So I thought of maybe a couple of them here where I thought I would throw at you to see what your reaction might be.
Oh, okay.
Alaska being one of them. But what if you see a West Virginia license plate?
They're lost.
Do you automatically get that?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Either that, I go direct into military. Like there must be, isn't that all military, West Virginia? Like it's got to be military tie of some kind. Or maybe that's just Virginia. Oh, wow. I don't know.
I would not have gone military. I would think there'd be. Do you get like a military plate?
Straight up Virginia. Isn't Virginia more military than West Virginia?
I believe. Yeah, West Virginia is. I think. Not a full set of teeth.
You got a pretty mouth.
Yeah, and and like no teeth and a daughter that's older than the mom.
Probably not a lot of shampoo that's been run through the hair recently. Daughter older than the mom. That's awesome. What about a New York license plate? Like the black license plate with the yellow writing from New York. What pops into your head?
I would have to say a business trip.
Yeah, well, I go immediately to like, look out, this guy will fucking tear you apart if you, like, don't make any wrong moves. And ironically, I was in.
You pump the brakes a little bit.
let's back. Social distancing. So I'm in Hilton Head, South Carolina, where the the shit doesn't stink there, and it's like a golf course community. And I had rented a car. It was a black SUV that kind of had blackened windows, because when you're in the South, you could do that. And it had New York license plates, and I really felt like people looked at me differently, like they did, like they. Yeah, you know what? Let him go. Let him go before us. Let him pull out in front of us. Don't worry about it.
No, you know what that is? They just looked at you. They looked at you with like, man, that's cool.
Yeah. Like, what's this guy's fucking deal? Mob ties?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think there's
a high roll up.
I think there's someone with security here. No, it's just my rig. Driving it myself.
Taking the family to Red Lobster.
It's a loner. Taking Red Lobster. They'd oust you for that shit. No, I just thought that was kind of funny because I know when you're here local, you're going to see an Iowa or a Nebraska, and you immediately think corn, corn.
Or Dakota.
Yeah. Nothing to do with that shit. But then you see a Colorado license plate and you immediately go right to it and go, is he high?
Stoned.
Is he stoned?
For sure.
I wonder if that guy's got any weed on him.
What do you think the odds are? Realistically.
Percentage?
Yes.
I don't know. Real good? It depends on the car.
Real percentage. Real good. Looking for a number, guy.
What if you were in a what if it was a 72 split window VW from Colorado? You probably got acid 100%. On there.
Yeah.
Shrooms. What level of car do you have to get to where you're like, no, he's just a professional, like when does the he's carrying drugs go away?
Well,
like you had
I don't know.
Entry level Cadillac?
No, that's a tough one because 20 years ago you could have easily made that distinction, but now it seems like every person of every career type is happy to be using the reefer.
Well, it's legal most places. Most places.
That's weird though. Like, so is gambling. I don't run out and do that. Like, like just because it's legal,
you have to be on a reservation in order to gamble.
Yeah, but you can get to one.
Well, one of them brings you pleasure. One of them doesn't. I understand what you're saying, but I don't go
different
to casinos.
End results.
What would be required? What would the setting have to be for you to go to a casino? Like what? Give me a scenario that would make you want to go. Hey, let's hit the casino.
There just isn't one.
I just came off a lottery win. And they've got lion on the buffet tonight. That's the only reason why I've ever gone there is for the buffet.
Actually, you know what? I do have a scenario. It's not likely, but the only scenario where I'd see me hitting the casino is like I'm in like I live in like Monte Carlo, like where like James Bond casino countries.
Oh yeah.
Then I slide in with a nice suit. Maybe
rip a gar while you're there.
Yeah. One of those, just some kind of drink in a thin glass.
Something short. I did.
Maybe still only rolling a quarter into the slot, but
I've been to Vegas 3 times, I think, maybe 4 times. And I think I have maybe under $2 invested in gambling. Like,
yes.
Like she's in the, like she wrecked the buffet and it's the next morning and she's in the bathroom and I got to kill time. I'll throw whatever loose change I have in the penny slots near the women's can. Probably shouldn't say that. Anyway.
Wow.
Well, that fucking, it would be exact opposite if it were her. She could easily scenario, paint that scenario with me.
Well, but
so if she's down 300.
Yeah, I was gonna say if she reversed that scenario, it wouldn't be $2. It'd be $2,000 every time you. I had to
leverage the house. I got so bored. Speaking of which, here's a classic case of what the F. So I had this situation the other day near my house. I got this whatever. These people came up and they're, like cutting across my yard for something. And I'm like, what are you doing? Actually I didn't. It was some of the neighbors had gone down and we live on a lake and they wanted to launch their kayaks from there and they're new, they're just moved in and the wife's like, oh, you got to go say something. You got to go say something to them. And I'm like, whatever, I don't care. You got to go say something. I'm like, all right. So I'm like, I'm going over there because I got a boat parked over there and I'm going over there to work on it. And I go over and I go, hey guys, that's private property, right? Like, there's a beach right over there and, but you really shouldn't launch here. I'm like, it's okay today, whatever, but, let's not make it a habit, right? Like that's how you handle that. So,
sure.
so
seems reasonable.
I'm getting out of the car today. Like we're talking and I'm getting out of the car today from wherever our McDonald's run. And she goes, something came up and she goes, yeah, well, those people are never coming around again after you laid into them the other day. And I'm like, what? What do you mean?
Laid into him? Didn't she? She's the one who wanted you to do it.
She's like, yeah, but maybe my approach wasn't. She goes, you can ask, because the kids were around, my kids were there. She goes, you can ask anybody who was around, and you were very aggressive. I'm like, what? What'd you do?
Really?
Go over there and hug it out with them? Like, of course I want to, I'm the lion here. This is my cage.
Yeah, you're setting the tone how the conversation is going to go.
And then I thought about it, and I'm like, well, maybe if I'd have gone over there and gone, hey, you guys want a beer? By the way, really? No, you're breaking the law. You're trespassing.
The only other way you could have played that is, hey guys, I think the sign blew down in the winter, but there's a $25 launch fee here for the guy. So I'll put the pay box back up.
Unless you have a 12-pack of expensive beer. This is an imported beer situation. Or actually what you could do is just rack the shotgun once. Y'all get.
Dude, I have a gun that does that.
And you got to use say a West Virginian accent. Y'all get. That'd be so awesome.
You do that single pump with just one arm.
Yeah, because the other hand's got an old Milwaukee in it.
Yeah, just it's got a can and a smoke in one hand.
It is exactly what I should have done. Hold on, let me go get my neighborly outfit on. Hey, speaking of which, I sent you that picture of crazy Joe Biden with the modified mask on. And I was thinking this week, if I did have to start donning a mask, because I've gone to a few houses where they're like, you should really wear a mask. And I'm like, the other day I'm going to a house and they wanted me to wear a mask. And I'm like, I don't even know where to get a mask. Like,
me either.
Where do you get
you want me to wear one? Give me one.
So listen to this throwback to a couple casts ago. I'm in the line at Caribou and now I have to go through the drive-through. And if there's less than 3 cars, I'll go. So I hop in the drive-through and I'm like, order my stuff, and I get up to the window and Paula's there.
Wait, hold on. What if there's more than 3? You just don't have coffee that day?
No, then I'll drive down to Lund's and I'll go in and get it. Because more than 3 cars, you're looking at 15 minutes. Because at least 2 of those cars are ordering some dome drink that takes a half hour to make. So I'll just go down to where I can get in and I'll just go in.
Do you think that's because I don't really find that I do that on Starbucks by my office and it's always quick. There must be more coffee drinkers at Starbucks.
Wow.
Or they're just better
this is
at performing their job.
Yeah, we have like a training store. There's only a couple of consistent players at my store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, go on. I just want to make sure you're still getting your coffee.
One of them
somehow.
Is Paula. My favorite. So I get up to the window and Paula's giving me the coffee. Hey, how you doing? Great. How you doing? Good. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, I'm just out there, making a difference, doing what I can do. And she's like, yeah, we all have to do our part. And I'm like, yeah, I said, I'm going to a job and they want me to wear a mask, because she's got a mask on because they all wear masks. And I'm like, but I don't even know where to get a mask. Like, I don't even know. Like, where do you guys get your masks? And she goes, I was sick earlier and whatever, and I had them because I had to wear it when I went outside because of whatever ailed her. And I'm like, yeah, I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm headed there now, but whatever, I don't know what I'm going to do. And she goes, hold on. She runs over and comes back with a mask. She goes, some guy dropped a whole bunch of these off. Here, have it. I'm like, solid. Paula comes through in the clutch. I'm telling you.
You wore it?
It was brand new. Yeah. It's now my mask.
In a package?
Oh, no. I guess I didn't think of that. I should have said, is this a recycled mask?
Jesus.
She's not going to give me a used
tested.
mask. Fuck, no, I don't know.
Well,
God, why you got to be like that? Come on.
Well, That's how I am all the time. You know,
I thought it was weird that it was already shaped to my face.
yeah, little whisker in it. You know, when you were telling me that story, pretty obvious that Caribou marketing department has missed out on a big one. Because all their employees should be wearing coffee filter masks.
I'm sure that's what they're focused on right now. Hey, how can
somebody is.
Although I did see something on the socials yesterday that Tom Brady has trademarked Tampa Brady and Tampa Brady and Tom, but all I'd like to merchandise his name with Tampa Bay.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
So you're right, they could have, but this brings up my point of scoring this mask. And I thought, I watched a show last night where they were robbing banks and they had this mask on that looked like a demon's face, so from the nose down.
Oh yeah. I've seen some of those already.
But I'm thinking, what would you think about, and I'm thinking about doing this. I haven't done it yet. But what do you think about a mask modification to where just under the nose you put a little blood? Like just just to see what people do. Oh my God. And you just wear it like any other mask, but it's got like a little trail of blood to the mouth. And you wear it just like no big deal. Or you go gloves with a brown finger. Sup? No, I'm fine. What? No,
Or you have that white mask and it's got that blow by blood splatter, like you've coughing blood.
From the inside. Just soak through. God, I'm telling you. Otherwise you could do
lighten up, Francis.
I like it. I think, I don't know. I might modify my mask today. My used mask.
You might want to start by bleaching it.
just tell the people when they ask, they'll be like, hey, did you know about your mask? And you're like, yeah, it might be used. I don't know. And then it's got blood on it. Yeah, I don't know. Do you need one? I know where to get them.
Or just go into like a highly popular, like a grocery store, whatever, grocery store, and just be that cool guy and just have it dangling around your neck, like not even on.
or
the looks you'd get, like, fuck guy, you're not even you have it and you're not wearing it. It's on you.
You go in there with it on your face and you fake cough and you have like the blood splatter inside, like it's dripping through.
Where are the pears?
Do you have any soft foods? That's freaking awesome.
You're fingering each grape. You're trying to figure out which one is the best.
Just kicking them around. You're bringing them up to your mask to smell the melons to see if they're any good. Hey, over in aisle 7, there's a larger gentleman with a small blood stain on his mask, and he's really fondling the fruit.
With one poopy finger.
I saw a post on Facebook yesterday that looked like they had the toilet alongside the tub, and it said, on the side of the tub, it said days without toilet paper, and there's like 3 brown streaks, and then the guy's finger's all brown, and he's making another streak. Yeah, baby. Pandy.
Wow.
How fun is that? Huh?
Oh my God.
This has been the Pandy corner today.
Well, you got to lighten up,
Well, yeah, you just have to.
It's been a long run.
I think a lot of people are lightning.
Wow.
Are getting more lax on everything. Yeah, because you see, God, there's a lot of people out. Come on. Let's go. Do you think once the Pandy's over, they're going to take down all these spit shields? I don't think they will. Like I was at Mickey D's this morning and they had a spit shield in the drive-thru.
Really?
Yeah. I think that their workers are very safe. They have gloves. They have the spit shield. Yeah, I think, the only way they could get any safer would be to, why don't they just
eat a salad?
Why don't they just go what? Salad.
Eat a salad.
They have salad there?
No, that's what I'm saying. That they get safer by eating better.
No, they're not worried about that. But why wouldn't they go credit card only? Like, why are we still moving cash? It seems like an awesome way to transmit the shit.
Yeah, exact paper. I'm actually, why are we still having to grab the plastic pen and sign the credit card reader?
Oh yeah.
What the hell? Like,
but even once we get out of the Pandy, is there really a need for cash? I mean, even a Girl Scout can have a square on her phone and just slide a card.
Right. That's actually how we bought our last
because I think
Girl Scout cookies.
Being the owner of a small cash business, I mean, just the fact that the people who work for me, who most of them are 16 or under, they can't make change.
Oh yeah, no, that's not
change.
Yeah,
I had I went over to Walgreens the other day, and then we'll wrap this thing up. I went over to Walgreens the other day because I, again, thought I needed some Starbursts, and I was over there for something else, but
okay.
God, I deserve candy. I walked all the way over there, and so I go up to the counter, and the one lady's helping somebody, and this other lady's just getting railed on the phone. You could just tell. She's like, "Sir, you don't need to yell at me. You don't need to yell." And I'm like, "Oh, whoa, it's Walgreens. Like,
where's my toilet paper?
Yeah, I gotta wipe my ass." So I'm looking at her, and I don't know if she knows me or what, but she puts the guy on hold and does something, comes over. She goes, "Here, I can help you." So I walk over there, and she's like,
"That's fucking Starburst guys here."
Again. That's twice in one day. They so she's like, "Yeah, that guy's upset. Leave him on hold. And I'm like, "Okay, that's cool." So she rings me up, and my bill's like $2.30. I don't remember what else I bought, but I threw my $5 on the counter, right? What are you doing? Are you remodeling on the phone? So I throw the $5.
Just go about your story.
I throw the $5
Don't mind me.
Are you buying Starburst right now?
No.
I throw the $5 on the counter, and she starts making change, and she's like, 47.38, and I'm like, "It seems like a lot of change." She goes, "Well, you gave me a 50, didn't you?" And I'm like, "I don't think so. I mean, no."
Oh wow, she went with the wrong dollar amount.
Yeah, I'm like, "No, I think it was a 5." She goes, "Well, I have a 50 and a 5 laying here," and I'm like, "God, I said I think it was a 5," and she goes,
"Dude, I know it was a 5. You know exactly if he threw a 50 out."
I'm 90% sure, but I have been known to carry a 50, and they're hard to get rid of. But I don't think I would have just thrown it. You know what I mean? So I'm 99.9% sure I'm rolling a 5. So so then she's got to figure out the change because
from a 5.
Yeah, from a 5. So and she's an older gal, not older, but whatever, probably our age, and. Whoa. And she goes, "Wow. Yeah, it was large." She might have the Pandy. So she gives me the change, and I'm like, "So, just remember if you're about $40 strong on your drawer today, you know where that money goes." And she goes, "Oh, do you want to leave a number and I'll call you?" And I'm like, "You know what? Why don't you just keep it for coming into work today? Like, I know I didn't give you a 50, but
yeah,
if by chance you're 40 strong, keep the money because it's someone else's."
And you slide her a little wink.
Exactly. Well, and I haven't gone back for my Starburst. Are you on Bluetooth now?
Yeah, I am. Is that gonna mess things up?
Yeah. It's over.
All right, hold on. Hold on.
Anywho.
Okay.
Yeah.
You go, yeah, it's over.
That is it. So we should wrap it up anyway. We've gone long, so no big deal. So anyway, hope everybody's staying safe. Remember, keep your social distancing and stay alert and wear your gloves, whether it has a brown finger or not. Don't use the mask idea, though. That's mine. But everybody, take care. Stay safe. Tune in next week for another episode of the DK Project. Take care.
Later.
That's it. That's the end.
That's a wrap.
Read the shtick.
That's a wrap for today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe and tell all your friends. If you'd like to reach out, you can use the studio line at 612-504-6500. or by email, thedkprojectpodcast@gmail.com. And of course, there's always social media at the DK Project Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.